What two words are salespeople using all the time with their customers that could possibly be sabotaging their sale or self-destructing the rapport and relationship that they're building? In this video, I'm going to share with you what those two words are and how you can replace those words using some Sellchology.
I don't like what you become.
Sellchology is the study of how to sell through psychology. In this video, I want to identify two words that are both subtle and yet significant in how they impact your relationship with your customer. The two words are the word but and the word first. You see, an average salesperson uses these in the context of a customer asking a question that they're not ready or prepared to address yet. For example, the customer may ask you about pricing prior to picking out a vehicle or looking at it very closely. So the customer says, well, what's the best price you can do on this one? Salesperson responds and says, I appreciate your question, but first, let's go ahead and look at the car together and make sure it's a car you really like. Or possibly the customer brings up the trade-in value prior to selecting a vehicle. For a lot of salespeople, they struggle with this by responding, I appreciate the trade-in value is important to you, but first, let's go ahead and make sure we find a vehicle in the inventory that you like so that we have something to trade it towards.
The days are getting longer. No more hiding inside.
In either of these cases, the salesperson is doing two things that I think sabotage their sale. The first thing they're doing is by using the word but, they're basically making a contradiction or a contraction to what they've just said. So they're saying, I know this is important, but the moment you use the word but, you've negated what you've just said. The second challenge I see with this is by using the word first, they're essentially prioritizing their desires over the customer's. So when I say, well, first we're going to do this, then we're going to do that, I'm basically telling you that you don't get what you want until I get what I want. Now I want you to imagine this in a scenario of a relationship with my wife. If she were to come home after a long day's work and I'm sitting at the house watching TV. As I'm watching TV, she comes through the door and she says, man, I've just had a really long day. I want you to suppose that I respond back by saying, honey, I'm sorry you've had such a long day and I really would love to hear about your day and you're the most important person to me in the world, but first, I want to finish my show. Can you imagine how that would go down? Not good. Well, why is that any different with a customer? Why would we never say that to our spouse, but feel like it's appropriate to say to a customer? I want to teach you two replacement words, and the words I want to share with you are very simple. It's the word and the word both. So instead of but first, we say and both. It sounds like this. I say, I appreciate the price is important to you. I can see that getting a good deal is important. I'm going to make sure that I get you the price you're looking for, and we're going to make sure that we drive the car and like the car so you can have both. I see that the trade-in value is important to you. I'm going to make sure that we get you a trade-in value that makes sense, and we're going to find a vehicle in the inventory that you're going to want to trade it towards so you can have both. So we replace but first with and both. This brings you and the customer on the same page. It means you're moving towards a common goal and you're cooperating with and collaborating with them in order to get that, rather than contrasting and prioritizing yourself over the customer. I hope this little bit of Sellchology can make a difference for you with changing and subtle changes in your language. Thanks.